Hello, Sagittarius. Hello, friends. I hope this night finds you well. And what we're doing is one we haven't done in quite some time is uh we're just gonna go over who's thinking about you, Sag. Now, a lot of people could be thinking about you, but there is one person coming up, and I'm not saying you have one person or that this is the only person interested. This is just what's showing up, Sag. If you're looking for things about this channel, check out the description box. There's personal readings and just an FYI on my personal readings. They're all video recorded. And, I have deals in there. Like, for instance, if you buy a bundle, you buy more than one reading, you get a deal. So, just saying. And I'm going to add my Amazon wish list to that because I just am, Sag. Because I just am. But my social channels are there. After the holidays, I'm going to really do more on Instagram and TikTok if it's still around. And I'm also going to do another channel. I know. If you kept in tune with the true crime channel, I don't do it all the time. Like, my readings there are kind of once in a while. And I'm going to do more with that channel, but I want to do a collective channel for people who aren't just Sagittarius. So it won't be designated to one zodiac sign. It will be whoever needs to see it. It's going to be a more situational channel. So in addition to this channel, this is my main squeeze. So let's get into it, because I feel like this is a person that you have been there for. Quite honestly. Because we see a leg up here, which is about giving someone a helping hand. And I just feel like you, and maybe always even you've been the bigger person. So I would say that you do know this person. I don't think that they're an ex, but I do think that you know them. And I don't know, this person, the feeling I get off them is they're pretty hard on themselves, right? They could be knocking themselves because they didn't make some kind of move with you, right? Because we have mistakes right next to being the shy one. But they definitely feel as if they made mistakes here. It could also be just they made a lot of mistakes in their life. I will tell you that this person is quiet. That's the sense I get on it. This is not like a big old chatty person. And I think in a earlier reading, we had someone show up that was also quiet. And in terms of this connection, and that's what you need to know about them, they're quiet. They tend to let other people take action. I know we don't love that, right? We don't love that. And I do kind of feel strongly like they might feel like that's the mistake that they've made. But we'll look at that for sure. And between the two of you, though, and this is what makes me think it's not an ex, because there's a good, like, the nature of your connection is high vibing. There are good vibes. There's no trouble here. There's no trouble. There's no bad feelings. There's nothing like that. So just saying. Just saying. What's underneath here? Like, okay, time. Like, cuffing season, which I think we're already past cuffing season, but yeah, I just feel like with this person, It's like you would have been the person for them, for sure. I also feel like this is the kind of person maybe that avoids relationships, but they, they were more interested in playing than being in a relationship, but there's something about them being ready. So maybe they're ready now. Maybe. And, at first I wasn't sure that you even knew this person, but you do. Because past person, second chances, truths revealed. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this person has learned, because there was karmic lessons and sexual heat. Like maybe they stayed to those kind of relationships and they've really learned something from that. Some sort of karmic lesson, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see it really is this. Like, wow, this person does feel very connected to you and has always felt very connected to you, right? Because we see soul tie. And that might be what, like, I just feel when it comes to this connection, it's possible that it made them feel too much. When they weren't really in that space, they just wanted to play around. And so, they would always kind of do things with the thought process of they needed space. And we're Sagittarians. Have all the space you want. you know? And what's interesting about that is that even in relationships, we are not the clingy types. So you can always have lots of space with us. But I don't think, maybe people don't really get that. And it feels like this person mainly stuck to casual relationships. So, and they feel now like they might have made a mistake, but isn't that always the way? So on the bottom is the Nine of Pentacles, the Star, the Eight of Pentacles, ooh, Judgment. I feel like this person is very grateful for you. They think a lot about you, like of you, right? They hold you in a high esteem for sure. Because look at that, Nine of Pentacles and the Star. I do feel like they're hoping it's not too late to put some work in here. Sag, will you give me a chance? Will you give me a chance? I don't know. So how does Sag feel about this situation? Oh. Ooh, Knight of Cups reversed. How does Sag feel about this situation? Oh, you feel like you feel like they hurt you, to be honest. Yeah. You're like, I don't know. When this person comes around, you could feel very guarded. Right? Knight of Cups reversed. They left. So, and that hurt. I don't think it's necessarily that they did something, but which is interesting considering that, there are good vibes there. What are these good vibes? Good vibes between Sag and this person. Maybe you're just not allowing romance with this person. What are the good vibes? Ew. Ace of Pentacles. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the World. You might be you definitely didn't think this would happen, but you might still be open to them putting some effort in. Interesting. I mean, if it's consistent, because we saw the Eight of Pentacles twice, right? So tell me about a leg up. How is Sag there for this person? A leg up. Oh, that's too much. Tell me about it. Okay. Nine of Wands. How was Sag there for this person? I mean, I feel like, wow, that's a lot. Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, the Star. There's something about, like, stabilizing this person. And helping to keep them going, but it's almost like their behavior got in the way, right? And you really believed in this person as well. You really believed that they could do whatever, but they were the Knight of Wands, right? Which is something you understand. You know, they chose to be the Knight of Wands instead of the Knight of Pentacles, right? So, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Death card. So it had to end. Because you're like, I'm not about that life. But you definitely did. And you really stuck in there for this person. You know, I don't know. That's interesting, right? And you know the Knight of Wands because we have that energy. So we know what that's like. And, you know, you're like, well, if that's the way you're going, you know. So what were the mistakes here? Mistakes. Oh my God. It's like you can't make this stuff up. They chose the way of the Knight of Wands. You know, that's the direction they chose. They had a choice, right? And they chose the Knight of Wands. Yeah, but I kind of feel like that's not who they are now. Because with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands under there, they really kind of like went through a lot because of their decisions. Okay. All right, that's something. So, what exactly is on this person's mind? What is on this person's mind in regard to Sag? The Fool. Give me a chance, Sag. Jump off the cliff with me. Oh, they're saying, give me a chance. I've changed. The King of Pentacles. I'm ready for something stable. I am stable, Sag. And I'll wait, even if it takes a while, which is kind of what the King of Pentacles says. Okay. So what are their next actions? What are their next actions, Sag? Their next Five of Wands, the Lovers, the Four of Cups, the Moon, the Magician. It's interesting. I feel like this person has to choose, right? And I don't know what it is about the two of you that brings out the Five of Wands. Maybe it just makes some people not happy. And I feel like that may have played a part in the past as well. But they don't want to disappoint you, right? The Lovers kind of says that they are choosing you. And they don't want to disappoint you. They're not even sure if it can work. Why the Moon? Jeez. What? Knight of Pentacles, the Death card, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I mean, you're being honest with them for sure, right? And this is the Moon. And I feel like what you're being very blunt about with this person is because maybe at some point it feels as if they're stuck in between you and other people, right? And I feel like you also are telling them that you want to see real change. You know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Death card is you want to see them put real work into it over time. And, you know, because they're like not sure that it can work, but I don't think you're guaranteeing them anything. I think you're giving them a chance to show you effort, right? Because we can't say, like, in one day, yes, and everything, we're going to be together forever. No one can say that, right? We can only tell through chocolate carry water whether it will work out. So we can't ever in relationships make some sort of guarantee, you know, but the Two of Wands is at the end of things. So I don't feel like you're promising this person forever. I think what you're saying to them is you need to see them in this Knight of Pentacles energy. You know, you need to see real change over time before you make a decision on which way to go. But I feel like it's even bigger than that. Like, it's like for them too. We have to like be doing it, right? Be doing it together day in and day out before we can see where things are going. Because, you know, there are no guarantees, but with the Magician, it's like having the tools to make things work. And I feel like this person doubts that in themselves, right? But, you know, I feel like that's the gist with relationships too. It's not about, you know, getting those three little words or that ring or whatever. It is the work that we do in relationships every day. Just saying. That's my TED Talk. Yeah, and I just feel like that's the truth of what's going on here, and it feels very real to me, honestly. So can we see anything about the future? Any future energy here? Nine of Pentacles. Success for your efforts. And a lot of effort being put in. That's nice. Oh, and the Nine of Pentacles is also your single card. So kind of like where you thought you were going. What's the Tower? The Tower. What are these sudden changes? King of Swords. Okay. And the Hierophant. Oh, wow. So it's like this person does what they say they're going to do. They're still, and they continue to stay a very quiet person, a very logical person, right? And I kind of feel like, oh, there's the Fool and the Three of Pentacles. Six of Wands. I feel like there is success here in working together. I feel like you inspire this person towards maybe even getting a little bit out of their headspace, you know, because they definitely are someone who very much is there. And you definitely challenge this person's beliefs. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. But it looks like at the end of the day, there might be some, you know, there might be some commitment. But I will tell you that there seems to be a lot of energy with other people really not being happy with it. And I don't know why that is, but it seems to cause problems that need to be walked away from, maybe even moving away in some way. Very interesting. Okay, Sag. I know that was a lot. So that's what I have for you. I hope it really helps. Toodles.